Paghawak ng utang. How do you look at debt to see possibilities rather than ruin from its accompanying responsibilities? May nasigaw sa labas, hinahanap kapitbahay mo, naniningil ng hulog sa utang. This is an ordinary morning instance if you grew up in a barangay. Nakasanayang konsepto simula ng bata pa. It forms the normalization of its accompanied problems up to our developing years. Working just to pay your accumulating debt, gumagawa ng sariling posas sa pagiging alipin ng pera, sobrang paggamit ng utang para samantalahin ang pwedeng mabalik sa atin. Even without you noticing, people around you are being affected by this kind of suffering. Lungkot sa halip na saya ang maiiwan mo, pag-alis sa mundo na to, lalo na yung susunod mong henerasyon. If you have an honest evaluation of yourself, these are just results of impulsive usage of debts to buy things that are not suited to one's current financial situation. Hindi masyadong pansin, gawa na parang nagkaroon ka ng pera mula sa wala. Convenience can create a poisonous effect on us if it becomes the only option we choose. Mababayaran naman, sana, ang inutang mo, kaya ayos lang at lagi naman ganun ang eksena. Why would you be worried if your salary will come to the rescue to pay what you owe, right? Kung bibilangin mo man, ang halaga, hindi naman gano'n kalaki, pati na rin ang interest kumpara sa iba. Requesting some slack as you are faced with a difficult situation and immediate cash is needed. Ganyan na ginagawa ng karamihan, tapos ang dali pang makakuha. Then you realize that it is directly proportional to the number of people who are suffering financially because of this. It's just not that obvious. May pag-asa ka pa kung nagawa mong mapansin. It's not my intention to scare you so that you don't create any connection to borrowing money. Binibigyan ko lang ng diin ang sablay na galawan pagdating sa paghawak ng utang. This is our initial step in removing any fear you have in acquiring debt. Aasintahin kasi natin yung lugar na ginagamit natin ng paghiram ng pera para sa totoong magbibigay sa atin ng kalamangan, hindi yung magiging kawawa kalaunan. Forming our understanding about the things connected to debt is a crucial part of this. Pasimplehin natin ang paggamit nito sa komplikadong mundo ng pera. Enough comprehension to make our hands dirty in this kind of topic. Iwas yabang, dagdag kumpiyansa na hindi ka basta-basta magagapos sa kautangan kung balakin mo man. The default mindset about debt should be to not have it. Kasi magiging dagdag consumption lang yan kapag hindi nahawakan ng maayos. There are two types of debt. Good will earn you back, bad don't have a return to your wealth. Nakadepende to sa kung paano mo gagastusin ng perang hiniram mo. Stick this idea in your mind. Having debt is being a slave to someone who lends you. Galingan mismo sa librong Debt, The First 5,000 Years by David Graeber. Nakaugat rin dito ang pinagmula ng salitang utang na loob. It's not only money. It can be in the form of other assets you have, those things that earn one. Pagkuha nito ay parang paggawa ng lason o gamot. Nakadepende sa halaga na gamit ang resulta. Ang paki natin sa usapan na to ay yung pag-alis ng bigat sa dibdib dahil lang sa pag-iisip na may utang na kailangan bayaran. We have to make sure, to some degree, even not 100%, that we are the ones who are taking advantage of debt. Hindi yung utang ang nagsasamantala sa atin. Removing the possible occurrence of a situation where it creates a hole in our wealth. Kumpara sa paggamit ng sarili nating yaman, gagamitin natin ang paghiram para mas mapalaki ang pwede nating makabig, forming a multiplier effect on our wealth. At hindi lang tungkol sa utang ang makukuha natin sa pag-alam nito. It also gives us an understanding of its effect on our day-to-day lives. May malapit na lugar sa amin, Bombay, na hold up, Trikang Araw, Valentine's Day. As far as I know, 5-6 is prohibited, but the person facilitating it, Bombay, is not banned. I'm not actually sure about this part. Dalawang bagay ang nakuha ko sa pangyayari na to. Bombay, the source of income is through interest from lending money. Holdupper, gumawa ng krimen dahil sa pera, pwedeng pambayad sa utang niya, hindi kayang bayaran ng utang, o gustong mangutang na sa halip sa formal na paraan gawin, inakawa na lang ang mismong nagpapautang. This is quite an extreme case, but not that much, about a life or death situation I know recently relating to that. Pwede kang mawalan ng pananagutan sa utang, pero hindi sa paggawa ng krimen. There's still a humanly possible procedure that we can follow that complies with our law. Munting paalala lang to na kayang gumawa ng tao ng hindi magandang bagay para lang sa utang. That is one of the topics discussed in my quick read book, DOF, That's of Financial Freedom. Link in the description to access it. Para magkaroon tayo ng maayos na sistemang pwedeng sundan, gumawa na ako mismo. I call this the obligational beat. Tulad sa pagtibok ng puso natin, may ritmong kailangan pansinin sa utang na magpapatatag ng bulsa natin. Una, multiple consideration. You have to double or multiple think about your decision if you want to dwell on borrowing money. Kung ang rason mo lang ay dahil kapos ka, tigil, balik sa umpisa, sabalay na agad ang diskarte mo. As we emphasized earlier, debt should only be used as a multiplier that gives us an advantage and not just convenience. Masama kalaunan ng tama sa atin ito kung gagamitin sa mga mapusok o madamdaming paggastos. The best choice for this is to build a solid credit score. Ito yung nakaraan mo sa kung gaano ka kaayos humawak ng ipinahiram sa'yo. If yes, you have more perks. Kung hindi, pangit o wala ang pwede mong makabig. Number 2, payment capability. Identify your financial status to know your ability to pay what you will borrow. Hindi yung uutang ka, pero ang ipambabayad mo ay galing sa utang rin. That is a perfect recipe for disaster. Tanungin ng simple ang sarili mo ng ganito. May pambayad ba ako sa hihiramin ko? It can be from the current value of your asset or expected income. Ang paborito ko dito ay galing sa nakatabi kong pera na pwedeng makuha sa kahit na anong oras. This is not the emergency fund. Ito yung pondo na talagang dapat kong gagamitin sa panggastos, pero pinili kong itabi at utangin na lamang. You may ask, isn't that silly? Why you make it complicated? Sa unang tingin, parang weirdo ang datingan, pero mautak ang rason natin dito. Remember the leverage thing I mentioned? This is it. Sa halip na mismong pera natin ang gamitin sa bagay na magpapalago sa yaman natin, pera ng iba ang gagamitin. In this way, we can acquire the benefit encapsulated in printed money or credit out of thin air, metaphorically speaking. Sa ganon, hindi ka kabado na baka hindi mo mabayaran. You have your ready amount anyway. Mas bigyan mo lang ng pansin ang halaga ng interest na nakapatong doon. Based on your timeline and funding, is it a reasonable number? Number 3, clear reason. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Bruce Lee. Mababaw o malalim man ang rason mo. Basta klaro, yun ang importante. 2 things it can give you in return. Pushing to rethink your decisions and purposeful actions. Kung tama o mali man ang mapili mo, pwede nating malaman. Is it to increase your income? Yes, that's good. Para lang gumastos na wala namang balik sa yaman? Hindi. Masama yan. This is not to shatter your character. We're just figuring out its use to us. Tayo dapat ang magkokontrol sa utang, hindi ang utang ang magkokontrol sa atin. Needs take priority. Sunod lang dito ang gusto. Number 4, minimal intake. Start with a small amount to test the water. Bukod sa Bombay, pagkakaroon ng credit card ang simpleng simula sa mga gustong laruin ang mundo ng utang. Without a good track record of borrowing, you will have a small amount to take. Ito rin ang rason ng mga bangko kaya malaki ang parte ng sahod sa basihan na pwede mong mahiram na halaga sa kanila. They call it credit limit. Nagbibigay alalahanin ng bahagya ang pag-utang. That's why it's important to play with small amounts from the start. Gusto nating matimbang ang asal mo pagdating sa pagbabayad. At least, if you're unable to pay it, the value is manageable. Maiintindihan mo rin kung dapat ka ba talagang mangutang gamit ang maliit na halagang hiniram mo. Number 5, cashing out. If you're paying attention, I already gave you a hint about this. Magkaroon ka ng nakatabing halaga na pwedeng ipangbayad sa uutangin mo. Every time we borrow any amount, we give a portion of control in our life to someone. May utang ka, may utang na loob ka. To mitigate that level of burden, even if you don't feel it at first, called hard cash is our safety net here. Sa tingin ko naman, wala kang balak tulak-tulakin lang ng kahit na sino dahil sa may pananagutan ka sa kanya. If you ever find yourself in that situation and fall, your own money is ready to catch you. Gamitin ang paghiram para paramihin ang gusto mo, hindi ang mga ayaw mo. You're able to enter, make sure to find where the exit is. Madudungisan ka talaga kung hindi ka maingat pagdating sa utang. Unless you're well aware and prepared for such possibilities with my given guide. Ilusan mo lang lagi kahit paunti-unti. If you're done, you can also subscribe to my newsletter at thatmarkgalvez.com, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook page, X, formerly known as Twitter. Kung nakapasok ka na o papasok pa lang sa laro ng utang, apektado ka na nito simulat sa pool. Chaos is everywhere and debt's effect is not exempted from this. Kailangan mo lang maintindihan kahit isang beses to at pwede mo nang gawin ang mga dapat mong galawan. You owe yourself this favor.